And what's up, everybody? I'm back with another video game review, and this is of Caveblazers, another Steam game that I got gifted to me by my friend Jeff Lamellos. And the reason why I'm assuming the reason why he gifted it to me, because I had it gifted for a while, and I didn't know exactly remember why he gifted it to me. Might have been free. But actually, it's because it's a Yogscast game, and he's a huge Yogscast fan. And I gotta say, it's pretty cool that YouTubers are doing, video games and making new video games and stuff like that. I think it's really cool, and it helps grow their medium a little bit better, and I think that's just awesome. So, but let's get into it. It's available on Switch too, but I played it on Steam with the PS4 controller that's currently on the ground, so I'm not gonna bend down and grab it. But I don't remember exactly when the game came out either. I'll put the date, as always, I always do, in the title of the video, so you can look out for that. But let's jump right into the review. First off, it's a very short game. You got to know that going in. It's a very short game. Only 10 levels. You can get through those 10 levels pretty easily. Of course, there are boss battles after every 2 levels. Every 2 levels, there's a boss battle, including the final boss. And I gotta say about the boss fights right away, they're crazy. I don't know what the hell is up with these bosses, but they're just absolutely crazy. This game very much reminded me of Terraria, with a little bit less of Minecraft-esque put into it. It felt like a more goal-oriented Terraria game. Mostly probably because of how it looks. It's a pixel game, and it's in that 2D side scrolling sort of feel, with fighting enemies, and the combat's it's not super similar. The combat's really fun. I'll say that right off the bat. Combat is really fun in this game, though it can get a little overwhelming and annoying, because there are a ton of enemies. There are a ton of enemies in this game. Excuse me for a second. There are 8. Okay, back to the original scheduled programming. There are a ton of enemies. They're just everywhere, and they can just get super fucking annoying super fast, and it can make it not fun, and it can make it overwhelming and a little bit stressful. But they have a remedy for those problems. You don't want to fight the bosses? Fine. You don't want enemies? Fine. You can make your own custom mode to not fight anything in the game. The custom mode, what I think the custom mode is a good idea for is it allows everybody to play the game. There's modes for hard mode. You can go a little bit easier. You can go super easy. Just know that if you want to play the super easy mode and not fight anything, you can't actually beat the game, because you got to beat the Overlord in order to beat the game. So, there you go. So just know that right off the bat. But I think it's cool if you just want to explore the levels, if you want to just smash some treasure chests, if you only want to fight a little bit of enemies, it does help get into a better experience with the game, and I really like that. So I don't know if they meant to copy the wall jump from Battle Block Theater, where you have to that way how it's done, but they did. This one was done a little bit better. I thought the jumping in the game is fine, and a lot of the controls are fine. They're not anything super spectacular. They're pretty easy to figure out. It is a little annoying to have to use the shoulder buttons to enter and exit and grab stuff. I wish you could just pick it up by walking past it and not have to pick it up every time. Because when you're fighting stuff and you accidentally smash some get some a potion or whatnot, it would be nice to be able to just pick it up while you're fighting, so you don't have to die to get it. So that would be nice, because I don't think I've ever played a game with as big of a punishment for death as this game has. You could be on level 9 of 10, and if you die, you don't go back to the start of that level. You go back to the beginning of the game. Who thought that was a good idea. Was that you, Yogscast? Was that your idea? Probably not. Well, it probably was, actually, now that I think about it. But now, there's only 10 levels, plus the boss fights. So, they can get away with making it where it's going to be fine to just go back to the beginning of the game. And the levels are super short. All you got to do is go from the top of the level down to the bottom. There's the door to the next level. But there's a lot to explore in the level. A lot of stuff to get. They're not small levels by any means, but they can be quickly done. So I guess it makes sense. That was just really annoying. And being on like level 10 where I was on like 1 health and I jump in and I get hit by a small thing and have to restart the whole thing. That was very fun. Very fun game. Let's see what other stuff I've got. There's not much of a story to this game. Basically, you're just trying to prove an old white guy wrong and make it through the caves because he doesn't think you can. It's not really much of a story if I say so myself. But it's not really meant to have that much of a storyline to it, I guess. It would have been nice to have a little bit of something extra, but it's not really the main purpose of this game. It's a very simplistic game in that sense. So it's not really that big of a deal, but so I don't expect much of a story going in. Now, I looked in other reviews of this game, and I could see that people were able to upgrade their equipment and use it, and be able to, fight enemies easier and whatnot. I couldn't figure out how to do that. I was collecting all this gold, and I was searching in the main part before we start the levels. I was looking, couldn't find a way to upgrade my equipment. I don't know if there was something I was missing, a mode that I was not figuring out. I don't know. But it was very hard to figure out how to, because I couldn't even figure out how to upgrade your equipment. It would have been nice to be able to know how to upgrade my equipment, because I got a lot of gold, and I would have liked to use it, because that's all you can use it on. All the upgrades I could find were cosmetic, as far as I knew. There's no way to upgrade your health. You can get health. Health is very hard to come by. You start with an apple that gives you 20 health. And you can find apples and you can find hearts, both of which, again, still give you 20 health. But they are very sparse and very hard to find. Defeating enemies and stuff will help with that, but finding them around the levels is hard to find. So, preserving your health is the best way to go. Don't touch the damn spikes. Holy shit. Because they take 80, you take 80 damage from that. You're not recovering from more than one hit. And so, don't be like me and do that. Okay? Here's the thing that really annoyed me the most about this game. It's not the fact that you die and go all the way back to the start of the game. That is excusable because, again, like the length of the game. It wasn't the combat. And quite not, because there's a way to get around it. And honestly, it was pretty fun. But no. It's the fact that the level layouts and the bosses that you fight are different each time. Who thought that was a good idea? There's no way that's a good idea. Why is not a good idea? You cannot get any repetition. You cannot get a pattern down. You cannot figure out, because it's always different. Sometimes you're jumping over spikes and lava and through these fucking fungi lands, glowing purple fungi lands with like these wiggly diggly things going everywhere, trying to snatch you up. Next time you're just falling in a hole, hoping that you don't get hit by a bomb or spikes. These other times there's giants going around and they can kill you in like 3 hits. And then the next time it's back to the platforming shit. Or some other mix of all of this mixed stuff. Why do the levels change? First off, how much extra effort that's not necessary for you guys to put in? Second off, why? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Why? Like, I get it, right? You want to get a fresh experience each time you go and play the game. But it really allows for no repetition. It allows for no... what's it called? Feel, like, rhythm for the game. And then the bosses! I fought like 8 different bosses in the first boss fight of the game! What the fuck? I was fighting this worm, which was okay to defeat until it went ape shit on me. There was this one with like hands, and it was like a cyclops thing, and then the hands started going ape shit and killed me. There was like this tentacle one, I couldn't fight at all. Spider, god damn, that was hard as shit. Why is it randomized what level you play and what bosses you fight? A little bit of consistency, I think, would help a lot of people enjoy and appreciate this game more than they already do. Okay? I could get over the other things about this game that make it weird and just a little infuriating. I could get over that, but the unpredictableness of what level you're going to get when and who you're going to fight when is just something I cannot get over at all. It's my only true complaint about this game. Because otherwise, it's a fun game. I can see why a lot of people like it. And I can see why a lot of people would want to play it. I might have a little bit better of an experience playing on Switch. I don't know. But I got it on Steam. So, there you go. It wasn't a bad experience, though. It was just a little annoying. So my final score for Caveblazers is going to be an 8 out of 10. And yes, it gets 2 points docked only for the randomization of levels and bosses. That's all. That's this 2-point designation. So, but otherwise, that's going to do it for this game review. If you've ever played Caveblazers on console, on Steam, whatever else, let me know your thoughts about it in the comments section down below. And again, that's going to do it for this video. Stay tuned for much more amazing content. Until next time, I will see you guys later. Goodbye.